Hey, everybody. Wait to get an audience here. We got to do something in the meantime. Audience here. We got to do. Two people. Want to hop in the chat? Please hit the like button at least. Got a lot to talk about today. Audience here. We got to do something. Shut up. All right. Mike Ramey, what's going on, bro? Watching from work? Hi, Chris. I can't believe I've gotten so interested in politics, or maybe it's just watching you chop them up. Either way, thanks. No, thank you, man. Thank you for giving it a chance or for being here with me. The shiznit. I just want to apologize for having the wrong information on your live yesterday. What was it exactly? And thank you. That's cool, Mike. Yeah, a lot of news, man. A lot of news, Mike. And I'll tell you what. I mean, I really researched it thoroughly, and it appears that this stuff was not old. It's all newly released by the Republican Oversight Committee. So the crazy thing about these emails is that, it's the Republicans releasing them. What the fuck does it look like that up there? I don't know. Anyway, not those three emails. What, from yesterday? You're saying they were old? They were released with redactions. No, Mike, I hear you, but I looked it up. It says they were never released before. Yeah, email the sources. That'll work. Yeah, let me check it out. I'll certainly say so if they were. Today, though, what about today's? What do you think about today's? There's a lot of information, man. A lot of information. There's no question anymore. And there shouldn't have been for a long time. There should have never been any question, really. But he's all over the files. And not for good reasons. Not because he kicked Epstein out or because he was an informant or because he testified against him. None of that happened. He's just he's in there because he's a pedo. Shut up, bitch. There's an intelligent comment. There we go. Damn, Bitcoin is dropping, huh? Even if he's not a diddler, he has completed 0 of his promises. No more wars, bombed Iran, Epstein, nothing to see. They're just Mossad, blackmail, draining the swamp, LOL. At best, became revenge. Yeah. I haven't seen anything from today. Those 20K yesterday may be new, but those specific ones they released with the Virginia names redacted was not new. Yeah, send me the sources because everything I read, I didn't find, literally, Mike, I didn't find one single source. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying when I researched it, I didn't find one single source that said they were ever released before. I don't even know what to believe anymore because I hear two things released at the same time and they oppose. You talking about what? The Virginia? Which things are you talking about? Because I know people say that the emails from yesterday talk about Trump spending time with Virginia Giuffre. at Epstein's house. But then Virginia said that he didn't do anything to her. I think people need to, consider that that maybe she was terrified, so she just lied for him. I think that's very possible. Or he paid her off. Or you got to remember, man, when people come out against Trump, their lives get turned upside down. They're terrorized by MAGA animals, So it's funny how people will believe anyone that says anything positive about Trump. Or I'm sorry, if they won't believe anyone. Okay, sorry about that. My computer likes to do that from time to time for some reason. Anyway, they won't believe anything negative. Like let's just say Virginia Giuffre said that yeah, Trump did this to me. They would discredit her as a liar immediately. They would say she's lying, she's part of the deep state, bullshit, Soros, whatever they say usually. But because she said he didn't do anything, they believe her immediately, even though there's more evidence to think he did something. So it's just bias. It's just when you're looking at something through bias eyes, you look for, what you want to see. It's just like people the last couple of days telling me to look up these Biden videos of him apparently molesting these kids. And it's like, yeah, he's not doing anything out of the ordinary whatsoever. But when you're looking, when you're studying and you're trying to find anything that confirms your bias and your stupid narrative that he's a pedo, you'll just take anything you see. You'll be like, oh, he touched her shoulder. See? It's like, so. And meanwhile, on the other side of it, Trump, you could have mountains of evidence like we do against Trump. And they'll say, nope, I refuse to believe it, like children. Oh, yeah, the wall. He still never finished that. And the Mexicans didn't pay for it. I hear things that say a judge has overturned a Donald Trump ruling. Then I hear a story that says Donald Trump still has the ruling in place. Oh, about that? Let me see. I didn't hear anything about that yet. Come on, man. Nah, nothing yet. He doesn't have anything overturned today. There was something about his tariffs from yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. You're pro. All right, well, thanks. Did you hear Democrats just got caught using their shutdown to harm vulnerable Americans while lying about causing the shutdown? Yeah, no, that's not true, but whatever you say, did you hear? Sure they did. Meanwhile, Trump had access to the funds to release the money for SNAP and refused to, even after 2 judges ordered him to. But yeah, blame the Democrats. Yep. Who is this new woman you're talking about? Because you are the first I've heard of this. This Virginia Giuffre? Oh, she's not a woman. Well, I mean, she is now. Well, she's dead now. She killed herself last year, but she was one of Epstein's victims and most likely one of Trump's too. Yeah, except for we don't need a wall. See how they just blow with the wind? We needed a wall, but now we don't need a wall. Funny. You needed a wall all during Trump's first term, but now what do we need a wall for? Of course, if you would have built the wall, they'd be saying the wall is why we don't have as many border crossings, even though you guys don't even know the facts. Like the majority of illegal immigrants in this country, they didn't cross the border. They didn't walk across the fucking border. They came in planes. They had work visas, they overstayed, stuff like that. I remember as the funniest thing ever. Who did they send to the border? Was it Christy Nome or somebody? Or I think it was her. Just when was it? It was a while ago, but they were reporting that all this crazy shit's going on at the border. Maybe it wasn't her. I forget, but they were talking about how the border's a mess and there's people just rioting and all this crazy shit's going on. And then she went to the border and she was like, yeah, there's none of that. None of that is happening here. No, of course not. You were being lied to. Yeah, Carl, brainwashed people. You're probably the diddler. It's YOU_RE Cesar Nunez. You're a Trump supporter? Cesar Nunez, is that right? Oh, yeah, you definitely vote for your own best interests, Cesar. Democrats admitted it. Yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't, Jeff Henson. You're just saying that. Well, that's usually what I hear about is that a tariff has been overturned and that there's a story that says the Trump tariff's still in place. So I have no idea what the story is. I'll tell you what, I'll research it and I'll talk about it on my next show. But all I've heard about this morning is these emails. There's so many emails from Epstein to Ghislaine and Michael Wolff and whoever talking about Donald Trump. The problem is you don't have mountains of evidence against Trump. You have little or make crap up claiming to have mountains of evidence. No. There's mountains of evidence, Adam Morris. There absolutely is. I mean, Jesus Christ. And there has been for a long time. Did you see the emails that came out today and yesterday, but especially today? Did you see those? Not to mention, I could play you a video, which I hope I don't have to do on this show, because I play it in every show, but it don't matter. You'll ignore it anyway. It's just Trump basically talking about being a diddler and fucking wanting to fuck his own daughter and stuff like that. But you'll just say okay, it's the source or something, even though it's Trump with his own words. You guys, there's no point trying to convince you of anything. I honestly wish I could get a chat with more Democrats than you guys, because you guys, there's no point in talking to any of you. I swear to God, I got to start switching up my hashtags or something. I was a huge supporter of Trump, but doing this, but dang, this Epstein shit looks bad. See that? I give you credit. You're open-minded. You're willing to see when there's some crazy shit going on. The real MAGA people, no, they refuse. You could see Trump R-wording a girl right in front of them, like they could see it. If it was happening right in front of them, they'd still say it's not real. Yeah, I know. That's called a negotiation, Ameritalk. That's called a negotiation. Yeah. And the Democrats were there every day ready to negotiate while the Republicans were on a 6-week paid vacation. And Mike Johnson told them not to negotiate. So it was literally the Republicans that chose for the government to be shut down. And oddly enough, now we see why, right? Because it opened back up. And what happened? Or at least Congress opened back up, and Mike Johnson had to swear in Adelita Grijalva, and she is now the 218th signature on the discharge petition, which is why they wanted the government shut down to begin with. They didn't. Jeff Henson, you just keep saying the same thing, but you're full of shit. Give me the credible source. I'll go look it up. Yeah, no. It's not what happened. Why is no one talking about Clinton's relationship with Jerry? You mean Jeffrey? Because we know everything about it, and there's really not much to know. I mean, he was on the flight logs. He was on Epstein's plane, I think, 28 times. Every time was for humanitarian purposes. They were going to Africa or something like that, and he had Secret Service with him the entire time. So you think they were going to let him diddle girls on the plane? Democrats mad their shutdown failed. Yeah, no, they didn't shut it down. They're the minority party. They just tried to negotiate. I know you guys don't understand, and I have to explain it on every show, but this is what a negotiation is. A negotiation is when two sides come together. They both have demands, and they work out a deal. They come to an agreement. Boom, everybody votes. No government shutdown. But when Democrats said, we're not going to vote for this unless you guys extend the ACA subsidy so 24 million people can keep their health insurance, the Republicans said, no, we're not doing it. And then they refused to negotiate after that. So that's why the government was shut down. Republicans refused to negotiate. We're talking about Trump, not Clinton. Yeah. Good point, Carl. Nothing this guy says makes sense. Not to you, no, because I speak on a higher than a third grade level, Illegals cost Americans $150 billion in public resources a year. They pay $21 billion and use $171 billion. Yeah, those numbers are all fucked up. I think last year alone they paid, or 2023, maybe they paid $85 billion in, I think, something like that. She came out and said earlier that Trump never did anything. We watched thousands of people crossing the border on TV day after day. You were delusional. Now, you watch what they showed you. Do you know that Fox News once tricked you guys? You could look this up. They showed you a video of a border, and there was a riot at the border, and there was people were throwing fucking Molotov cocktails and all kinds of shit, right? Later on, it was found out that news clip was actually from somewhere in South America, some other border, but they told you it was the U.S. border, so. And it doesn't matter. She said Trump never did anything, because if she said Trump did do something, you would say she's lying. So now I say she's lying. They didn't all say that, Jeff Henson. There's 1,000 victims, and they did not all say that. They did not all say that. And Jeff Henson, you don't have to go by any of that. Do you think the emails that Jeffrey Epstein thought would never get out, where he was having private conversations with Ghislaine Maxwell, do you think he was lying about Trump in those emails? Do you think Pam Bondi was lying to Trump when she told him he's in the files in May? Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. I keep forgetting to tell people that on these shows. I need to build up some subs, because I want to start doing these shows differently so we could do debates and shit like that. So please hit the like and subscribe. And if you feel so inclined, you could send a super chat my way, or there's my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal in the chat. If you're enjoying the show, it's a classy thing to do. Let me see. Here we go. Let's just take care of that. Spamming the chat thing is nothing. I don't do that. You definitely are, you degenerate ass sniffer. Well said. You definitely are, you degenerate ass sniffer. Yeah. You talk like Trump himself. A month after the 2016 election, Epstein wrote in a December 17, 2016 email that he was in Palm Beach with all Trump people. So between this, the note about being at Trump Tower, the 2017 reference of not wanting to run into Trump at Epstein's place, Epstein advising the Russians on handling Trump, it seems Epstein was coordinating with the Trump campaign and in touch with President Trump in 2017 and acting as a foreign agent for Russia. What the actual fuck? Yeah, so there's that too. That's breaking news. You're delusional, you degenerate cue ball. You want to debate me or something? This guy's a waste of time. Wouldn't even begin to shut the fuck up, dummy. You guys don't even know anything. You guys are so stupid. You're the least informed people in America. And you're talking about, I don't know shit. Meanwhile, every time you guys do that, I fucking show you proof. Yesterday, I destroyed everybody on here. Fact after fact. Everything I said, people like, prove it. And I proved it. Then they were making false claims, and I proved those false claims wrong. I don't just come on here and say shit. Why though, Zizek? We know everything about Clinton, and you do know that Clinton was president, right? Clinton was president from 93 to 2001. And everything with him and Epstein took place after he was president, meaning the only thing we know of that he's on the flight logs. Therefore, the Secret Service accompanied Bill Clinton everywhere he went. So what did Bill do exactly? Well, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. It was for the Clinton Foundation, and the Secret Service was with him. New joiner, what's your view? Donald Trump's a diddler. It's my view. Dude, you're full of crap. Sure I am, Billy Bob. Orange fuckers definitely is a pedo. Yeah. Epstein advised Russia and Israel on how to control Trump. They did. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe. Very, very important. Don't forget to sub and hit the notifications, so you know when the shows are coming on. Trump kicked them out of his resort when he found out about the little girl stuff. LMFAO, good try. Well, according to Epstein's new emails, he didn't. Not new emails, but newly discovered emails. And again, if you didn't hear what I just read, through Jeffrey Epstein's emails, it's been found out that he was dealing with Donald Trump in 2017. They were still friends. So all he did at most was he asked Epstein to resign his membership. And that was just because he knew that Epstein was taking, he said it himself. He said it himself, you know, that Epstein was stealing employees. What he won't admit is that he knew what he was stealing them for. He was stealing the young, you know, teenage girls from there. So that's it. Zizek, see, I give you credit for admitting that. It amazes me how many right-wing YouTubers do lives now and constantly misuse scripture. It's always the four same they misuse too. Yeah, I know. They're the least Christian people in the world, Trump supporters. Well, Trump is actually the least Christian, but you're a fucking idiot. Epstein was a Momo, not Trump, moron. No. Trump was too. Trump was too. How much they paying you to be a spokesman for the Liberal Party? I fucking wish they were paying me. I got to rely on donations, and you guys don't want to donate. If Trump was there, if Trump was and there was evidence that he did all that, the Democrat, oh God, the same old tired argument. I'm not even going to argue it anymore, Eric. I'm not even going to argue. It's literally just repeating what you hear idiot friends and Fox News say. Meanwhile, we have no proof whatsoever that the Democrats had their hands on these files, period. None. We have no idea if they even knew. But the reason it's such a big deal now is because Trump ran on it, insisting he was going to release the files. J.D. Vance said the files needed to be released. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino were the two biggest proponents of the Epstein files being released. Okay. Pam Bondi said in February, the Epstein files are on my desk. I have to review them. Or maybe it was April. I forget what month, but not long after, she went and sat down. It was widely reported. She sat Trump down and said, you're in the Epstein files. And a few weeks after that, they said, there's no Epstein list. Our bad. We made a mistake. Okay, so the cover up was on. That's why it's such a big deal right now. Not just that there's all these files, but because they're being covered up. And the discharge petition, which is going to be used to help release these files, has 218 signatures on it. 214 of them are Democrats. So the Democrats are trying to force them out now. That's all that matters, what's happening now. And the Republicans are covering them up now. Trump is a chomo, yeah. These idiots truly believe Trump didn't shut down the government. They don't believe he would ever do that. They don't even understand, that this was all at his, direction. Yeah, sure he is, James Harris. I'll take your word for it. Epstein files are fake news. Ain't that a shame? A year ago, guarantee you, James was saying, we got to see the Epstein files. Bill Clinton's on the Epstein files and Biden and Obama and blah, 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 blah. I mean, now it's like, oh, Trump's on there? What do you mean? That's fake news. Epstein files, fake news. Yeah. Guys, hit the like and subscribe, please, and donate if you can. I'd appreciate it. If Trump was guilty of... okay, here we go. Again. Yep. You'll defend Bill Clinton, LMFAO. This guy is a joke. Don't give this guy... No. I don't care about Bill Clinton. There was a time I thought he was up to something nefarious too with Epstein. Except what I did is, and you probably never heard this word, I researched it. And I could read it to you right now. Everything has been checked out with Bill Clinton. Do you realize how dumb you guys are? Let me tell you why. The only reason to believe that Bill Clinton had anything to do with Epstein, they were not friends. Trump and Epstein were friends. They weren't friends like Trump and Epstein were, I should say. Okay. It's because Bill Clinton is on the flight logs. And guess who's on the flight logs with him? Donald Trump. Okay. Donald Trump is on the flight logs 8 times. Bill Clinton's on the flight logs more, except when Trump was on the flight logs, it was for personal trips they were taking, Atlantic City, stuff like that. Bill Clinton, it was all for the Clinton Foundation, and the Secret Service accompanied him on every fucking trip. So that's already been dealt with. Now, could something maybe come out in the files? I don't know. We'll only find out if the Republicans stop blocking them from coming out. Donald Trump is a fucking traitor and sells the American people to Russia. Donald Trump still thinks he's in the 50s. He does. You're full of crap. YOUR. LMFAO, you were a clown. Bill Clinton was going to the island. A tour retarded. Oh, yeah? You want to see something? Is there any proof Bill Clinton went to the Epstein's island? Hold on. Is there any proof Bill Clinton went to Epstein's island? Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. I'd appreciate it very, very much. Ghislaine Maxwell said the former President Bill Clinton never visited Jeffrey Epstein's island estate. There's one. Why was Bill Clinton on Epstein's flight logs? Oh, see, it's doing this thing to me now. Trump offers no evidence for claim about Bill Clinton. But there was no evidence that Clinton visited the convicted sex offender's private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands 28 times, as President Trump continues to say. Ghislaine Maxwell said that former President Bill Clinton never visited the island. Bill Clinton flew 17 times on Jeffrey Epstein's jet. Where and when? 520 people, guys. Hit the like button and subscribe, please. I'd appreciate it very. It's important to grow this channel. Let me see. The women in prison for trafficking children said so. Oh, you mean woman? You spelled women. That means it has to be true. You people are the reason we have warning labels on products. I was hoping you'd say that because for a while now, for a couple of months, they've been saying that Trump didn't do anything wrong because Ghislaine Maxwell said so. That's why I read that specific thing, because I knew one of you disingenuous hypocrite motherfuckers would say something like that. Meanwhile, when Ghislaine Maxwell's saying something in favor of Trump, you believe her 100%. When she's saying something in favor of Clinton, she's lying. You're all full of shit. You're all full of shit. To find this without ruining the whole show. Real men do not vote for pedos. That's right. Maxwell's testimony is compromised. We don't need her. We just need the files released. Well, I agree with you on that. But bottom line is there is zero proof. You could look it up yourselves right now that Bill Clinton ever went to that island. And guess what? There's also zero proof that Trump ever went to the island. They're both on the flight logs. That's it. There's no proof Trump ever went to the island. We might come across some, but not as of right now. There's more proof that that Elon went to the island than Trump. Emails don't say he committed a crime. To my knowledge, no victim has accused him. Trump told him. No. It's just Jeffrey Epstein revealing how Trump would regularly be like at pool parties with naked teenagers and spending for some reason hours in Epstein's house with a 15-year-old girl, stuff like that. Yeah, no. There's no reason to believe he did anything wrong. 300,000 children given a child. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's deflect. Yep. Trump is your president. Get over it already. Oh, I'm fully aware. I'm not like one of those bitches like you who sit around still bitch about the 2020 election. It was rigged. Fucking Trump got robbed. You know, I'm not. You guys are cry fucking babies. You think there's no proof they had a personal relationship? The birthday notes and emails aren't weird. Oh, you're not talking to me, are you? The birthday notes from who? I'm assuming you're talking to the people in the chat, not me. Because, yeah, the birthday card from Trump to Epstein, that alone about their secrets and enigmas and all this weird shit. Yeah, Trump wrote that birthday card and he signed it. And he signed it as what appeared to be, you know, I don't know, on a young girl's body with, he signed it as the pubic hair. Trump is not just on the list. Trump and Epstein are co-conspirators in trafficking and blackmail schemes involving underage girls. I agree. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe. There's 532 people right now. And don't be afraid to hit up that Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal, or just send a super chat. And your comment will definitely get read because I can't read every comment. No. I wouldn't. No. I hope you're not asking me that, because if you've been watching the show, you would know. The victims have come up to say anything crass about Trump. The victims have come up. All right. Pictures of Bill and Epstein. What about the pictures of Trump and Epstein? What about those? Anything? You guys, any concern about like this one, for example? That's just one. There's dozens and videos of them together partying, actually at parties and stuff. Left and right wing is the same banksters. Ancient bird. Well, listen, yeah, you could say all politicians are scumbags. You could say the Democrats and the Republicans both suck. But to compare the Democrats to the Republicans right now is the most absurd thing ever. Yet there you are bitching and crying. I'm not bitching and crying. I'm doing a show about the president being a pedophile. You fucking moron. You just don't have any comprehension skills. Trump is definitely a diddler, or he wouldn't be trying so hard to distract everyone from talking about the Epstein files. Yeah, I say this on every show. Isn't it funny that right after they came out and said there's no list, after years of saying there was a list, they told you Obama was going to be arrested? Oh my God, what's her name? The hot one, Gabby. How do I forget her name? Gabby Tulsford? I don't know. Whatever the fuck her name. No, what's her fucking name? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, she found all this stuff about Obama spying on Trump's campaign. Obama's going to be arrested. What happened, guys? What happened? It's almost like they only used that for a couple of weeks to distract you, and then it went away completely, and Biden was never arrested. Ain't that some shit? Tulsi Gabbard. That's her name. Tulsi Gabbard. I said Gabby Tulsford. 678 people, everybody. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It's very, very important. Serial victims or several victims have accused the Chomo in chief. Well, I don't know for sure about that, but Epstein is, incriminating Donald Trump in crimes in these emails. He's committed about how he would sleep with his own daughter if she wasn't his daughter. Or commented, yeah, Jesus, I can't read today. Commented, yes. What happened to all their allegations of Trump? What are you talking about? It's wild how maggots turn themselves out for a guy who has never given a fuck about anyone but himself. Talk about beta male. Not just anyone but himself. He despises people like MAGA. He looks down. You think Donald Trump doesn't look down on people living in trailer parks in the South and working people who are on construction sites every day and shit like that? You really think Donald Trump gives a shit? He laughs at those people. He laughs at them. Howard Stern said it best. He said the funniest thing about their support for him is that he despises them. Seriously, he would never shake one of their hands in public unless it was a photo op of some sort. 726 people, guys. Everybody hit the like button and please subscribe immediately if you like what you're seeing. It would mean a lot to me because I want to grow this channel as quickly as possible. Let's leave a like to get to 50. Oh, is that where we're at with the likes? Yeah, guys, come on, hit the like button. What are you doing? Highland Valor, $2. Opinion on the Libertarian Party. I'm going to tell you the truth, Highland Valor. I don't know enough about them. I really don't. I guess I've spent so much of my life worried about the two parties that are generally in charge. I never paid too much attention. But I could tell you the little I know about them, they're better than Republicans. It must be a bitch having Trump live in your head, idiot. Or it's awesome because I could do shows about him and make a living on YouTube. Whatever you say. Yeah, we'll go with your idea. Does Supreme Court support President Trump? Yes or no, chat? Yes, of course. 25 years, there's been no physical evidence against DJT, so all you sound pretty damn retarded. Physical evidence as far as what? What do you expect to find? What do you mean by, do you know what physical evidence is? Are you expecting to find like Trump's DNA in some girl's panties or something? What do you mean physical evidence? I don't think this is a situation where physical evidence is going to be found. Must be a trip that Republicans got Jasmine Crockett in their head. Yeah. Oh, and Biden. These guys are still talking about Biden a year after he left office almost. And Obama. Forget about Biden. Holy shit. These guys still go to sleep thinking about Obama. Where's the evidence? You see the emails today? I think they all need to be investigated for the Epstein stuff and release everything, but wasn't the most recent release of emails. Shit. stuff that has already been released years ago. No, that's a rumor. I looked into that yesterday, and it's absolutely none of this stuff has been released before. Mike Ramey disagrees with me, but there is also wait, what did that say? There's always physical evidence. Oh yeah, okay. Even in a crime where there might not be any physical evidence. Yeah. Oh, no. Physical evidence is physical evidence. Evidence of a crime can be a whole lot of things and not necessarily physical evidence. Like these emails are evidence of a crime. His relationship with Epstein, the fact that he met Melania through Epstein, the fact that the first time he fucked Melania was on Epstein's jet, the fact that he was accused of raping Katie Johnson with Epstein when she was 13. And it's so funny. You guys say none of the accusers accused Trump of anything. Katie Johnson accused them of raping her together. Okay. So, you'll just dismiss all the actual evidence and say there is none when there actually is. When there actually is. If you don't like it, you're like a child. You're like, I don't see it. I don't hear it, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, people with fucking brains are like, oh, shit, look at that. Yeah, looks like he's a pedo. Yes, Israel is controlling America now that Trump's in office. 1,087 people, guys. That's the most I've ever had. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It's extremely important. Subscribe. Send a super chat, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, whatever you could do to contribute to the show. But at least hit the like and subscribe. Yeah, of course. That's the thing. Like, how could you not know that about Trump? Trump has been accused of sexual assault 27 times. Since the 70s, not just since he ran for president, since the 70s. The guy cheated on every wife he ever had. He's a sexual degenerate. The guy was accused of raping a 13-year-old with Epstein. The guy was found civilly liable for sexually assaulting E.G. and Carol. The guy has talked openly on TV shows and radio about wanting to fuck his own daughter. The guy is on Entertainment Tonight looking at a 10-year-old girl going up an escalator and saying, I'll be dating her in 10 years, which means, because there were several children there, this particular 10-year-old, he found attractive. All this stuff, and you're like, no, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Emails are evidence. Absolutely. Yep. Oh, shit. What did I just get? Hey, good to see you, by the way, Miss Can't Be Wrong. John Rodriguez, $5. Everyone knows that Trump is a creepy diddler. Remember what the piece of shit said about his own daughter on national TV? Yeah, I'm going to play it in a little while. Yeah. Thank you, John, for the $5. I truly appreciate anybody who donates. FBS, I'd say this is a good time of day to do the show. You see this shit? 1,026 people right now, D. Gainey. Everybody hit the like button and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. What time is it? 2? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to start these shows earlier from now on like I did today. You, sir, are an idiot. Shit for brains. Tell me how. Tell me what I'm wrong about. I bet you I can prove I'm right. Go fuck yourself. Talk about Clinton and smelling kids Biden. Oh, you don't want to hear me talk about Donald Trump, your leader? Oh, does that hurt your feelings? What are we going to talk about with Clinton and Biden? They didn't do anything wrong. There could be video evidence of him on the island, and they still wouldn't. It still wouldn't be enough. No. Of course not. I told you, if there was a video of Trump raping a child, they would be like, it was good for the country. If they admit that it happened, which they probably wouldn't, they would figure out some way to justify it. Yeah. But they'd be like, she's 14. That's not too bad. That's somebody in here said the other day, something along those lines about who cares about pedophiles and some shit like that. And I'm like, well, everybody should. What do you mean? What? Like, what could be a more important topic than exposing some of the richest, wealthy, richest, most famous, elite, characters in the world, not just in America, being involved in the biggest pedophile ring since the Catholic fucking church? What could be a bigger issue than that? You are a diddler. Sure, Juan. Sure. Your name is Juan. Trump thinks you're a rapist, right? You know that, right? Don't be an idiot. If they had dirt on him, they would have used it a long time. They have dirt on him, dopey. We don't even know that they had the dirt. The dirt went to the Justice Department, not to Biden's fucking desk. Dude in chat said, you're an atheist bearing false witness. These people are so dumb. False. It's false witness. Let me see. Trump is extremely illogical. He is a pedophile. Why do you hate children? Why do I hate? I guess I'm confused by the question. How do I hate children? No, he didn't what, Lord? Whatever your name is. Well, I got more shit going on here. Hold on. If you had all that money, they would do the same to you. How come like Mark Cuban and other billionaires, Mark Zuckerberg, stuff like that, Jeff Bezos, how come these billionaires haven't been accused of sexual assault 27 times like Donald Trump? So there goes that theory. Okay, no, where there's smoke, there's fire. If somebody's constantly getting accused of sexual assault, it's because they're sexually assaulting people, period. They don't, people, I know you like to think they're just trying to sue. Well, you can't just sue. There's got to be some evidence. Like E. Jean Carroll didn't just say he sexually assaulted her. She had evidence. She had testimony from friends who she told about right after it happened, all that stuff. You can't just say somebody sexually assaulted you and get money out of them. That's not how it works. That's why usually when they say it, it's true. The creepiest shit I heard him say was it was a 10-year-old little girl going up the escalator and said he'll be dating her in 10 years. Yeah, I'm going to play it in a second. Show the clip. All right, I'm going to show you a bunch of them. Watch. And guys, everybody hit the like and subscribe. It's very important. I'd appreciate it very, very much. Here we go. Check this out.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter,
She's beautiful.
can I say this? A piece of it.
Yeah.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon?
She's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this blood yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I standing there with no...
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean...
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that. But it's true.
So there you go. And after he said, I'll be dating her in 10 years, the little girl went, ew, you didn't hear that? Let me see. Mike Ramey, $10. Okay, I stand corrected. The emails themselves are newly released. The information in the email itself is from 943 pages from the summer 2024 records. Okay, so just those 3 emails, right? Guys, please hit the like and subscribe. I just checked. I only got 24 subs. Especially if you agree with me. It's free, guys. Hit the like button and subscribe. Come on, man. Let's build the channel. It'll get way better because I'll be able to do it in a landscape view and I'll be able to fucking debate people. It'll be great. So donate or hit like and subscribe. And yeah, donate too. Why not? Have you not seen yourself? You look like a pedophile. Yeah, I see myself right now. And no, I don't. Plus, I have a wife and kids, and I'm a happily married man, and my life is the shit. Let me get down here. I'm so holy shit. Look how many fucking comments. Wow. Bobby Berberian, member for 37 months, 823 in the chat. We were up to 1026, bro. Show your proof. I just showed it, Tantaros. How'd that work out for you? Now, you'll just say some shit like, oh, consider the source, TYT. Meanwhile, it's not the source. Donald Trump is the source. Most of that stuff you saw him say with your own eyes or you heard him say with your own ears. So it's not about who put that compilation together. Every clip in that video, I could show you the full clip in context. Just pick one. No problem. Because I've seen all of those comments and shit in context. All of them. I was listening to Howard Stern when he talked about his daughter and said she was voluptuous, meaning curvy and attractive. Who the fuck says that about their daughter? Now tell me more about Biden sniffing kids, you creeps. Highlander, $2. Mossad is definitely a part of this BS. Oh, of course. Isn't Ghislaine's father a part of that? Epstein threatened Trump. Next minute, he's dead in his cell. Well, not just that, but fucking Ghislaine Maxwell releases a birthday card because you know that's where the Wall Street Journal got that from. It has to be. Okay. And next thing you know, his ex-defense attorney and his current deputy of the Department of Justice, deputy chief of the Department of Justice, Todd Blanche, goes to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell, and she's moved to this cushy prison that, according to Bureau of Prison rules, she's not even allowed in because sex traffickers aren't allowed in that low of a security prison. Now she's going to be getting a pardon because Trump knows that she knows everything. She's either going to end up dead in prison or she's getting a pardon, period. Nobody, hell no. What? I subscribe, nor would I give money to you or anything because all you do is lie. All right, so tell me one thing I've lied about so far. Tell me one thing. Asher Phoenix, 5584, $10. Just to clarify, idiots, if a single Democrat is on the list, we want them in prison too. We're not cultist deniers of obvious reality. Thank you, Asher. Thank you for the $10 and for the point you made. Yes, if it's Bill Clinton, if it's Obama, if it's Joe Biden, if all of the Democrats are in those files and they did shit to little kids or teenagers, whatever, I want them locked under the fucking prison. I don't give a fuck. I don't worship any politician. I don't care. I'll admit when a motherfucker is doing some sick shit. Anybody in those files who's guilty of anything should be punished to the fullest extent of the law or be killed. I don't give a fuck about party affiliation. But the bottom line is the one person we have all these mountains of evidence on is Donald Trump. That's it. That's literally it. Asher Phoenix, $20. I love how willfully ignorant all these people are. Most of hating on Trump aren't loyal Democrats. I hate politics, but this man is an existential threat. It's so obvious you have to be brainless to believe it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you, Asher, 100%. Yep, I agree. And thank you for the 20. See, somebody just said they won't give money to me. It's okay. You got no class. The people donating do. I'll get it. Don't worry. Charlie Kirk was one of Donald Trump's pageants. She won Miss. You mean Erica Kirk? Yeah. Oh, Erica Kirk knew Trump long before she knew Charlie, which is another very suspicious thing. There's a lot of speculation about whether or not just by Trump, but by people in general that that were around Charlie. There's speculation that might have been, let's just say, an arranged marriage. And I think there's good reason to believe it because Erica Kirk doesn't give a fuck about Charlie. She's fucking JD Vance as we speak, most likely, in my opinion. She came out at his memorial to fireworks and she put on the worst porn level acting I've ever seen. And I forgive him. It's so fucking ridiculous. She don't give a shit about that guy. Biden did sniff kids on their heads, and Trump has been accused of sexual assault of little girls. Well, I got some bad news for you. First of all, sniffing kids on their heads doesn't make you a pedophile. It's fucking weird and creepy, but we looked this up yesterday. There's no proof of him ever sniffing a kid's head. And the one video, and we found this out yesterday through fact checking it, that you can hear him. It was literally put in there. The video was manipulated. It was edited to put that in. So that wasn't even him doing that. They just made it look that way and sound that way. Yes, it has been. It literally has been proven that he's a rapist. Yeah. Don't you love America? It's a one-system party, but it gives big mouths the right to talk. Don't like Trump? Go to Thailand, the Middle East, or China. You would be folded up by the gov. Why would we do that? Do you understand what America is all about? Do you know what freedom of speech is about, you stupid ass? Do you know that every one of us has the right to speak out against Trump? And quite honestly, I love America, so I wouldn't, but we could talk bad about America all day and still stay here. That's what freedom of speech is. I know you guys don't believe in freedom of speech, unless it's one of you getting canceled or something. But yeah, that's what it's all about. We could say whatever we want. And I absolutely do love America. The people who hate it are people like you and Trump, MAGA and Trump, because you guys never say anything about this country. You hate everything it was founded on, everything it stands for, everything in the Constitution, the law. You hate everything except for the Second Amendment. You say fuck the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th, 12th, 25th, 22nd. You don't give a fuck about any of those. But that Second Amendment, you guys hate this country. You hate immigration. You hate everything. Yep. She was transferred to a cushy, rich prison after speaking privately with Trump's personal lawyer. Look it up. It's all true. 100%. That's because he told her, he told her, listen, I need you to exonerate Trump, say that he didn't do anything wrong, and we'll work on getting you a pardon. So it's either 20 years or she gets released immediately. And in the last few days, they've been talking like there's reason to believe that she's going to be released very, very soon, especially now. Because since these Epstein files were brought up, all these conversations between Epstein and Maxwell about Trump, she could bury him, fucking bury him. So he has to buy her loyalty with a pardon. Tell me you know nothing about politics or economics without actually saying it. Well, why don't you tell me what I'm wrong about? I bet you won't. What am I wrong about? Trump's personal lawyers are working at the Justice Department. Yeah. Subscribe, fact, check. False posts say AP reported on Trump child molestation charges by Reuters. Fact check. Stop lying, bro. You're pathetic. False posts say AP reported on Trump child molestation. Whoever said there was child molesting charges? Yeah, that would be false. Whoever said Trump had child molesting charges, you fucking idiot. The fuck are you talking about? And they're saying that the posts that say that the AP reported on it aren't true. You're acting like as if the AP did report it and it wasn't true. I've never heard that he was charged. That's not true. He was never charged with pedophilia. I don't even know where that came from. Steffelson, 199. Trump has a taste for girls that remind him of Ivanka. Yes, guys, please hit the like and subscribe. We still got 290. It would mean a lot to me. And send a super chat if you can. Yeah, according to Stormy Daniels, before he had sex with her, he told her, "You remind me of my daughter Ivanka," which is, no surprise. I just played you all those clips. He said that, if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, he'd be dating her. He said that Ivanka, after Howard Stern called her a piece of ass, is very voluptuous. When asked on The View or whatever, what's one thing you and your father have in common? Ivanka said golf or real estate. When they asked Trump, what's one thing you and your daughter have in common? He said, well, I was going to say sex, but I can't really say that. You just said it. Why would you say sex in reference to your daughter and what you have in common? Now, if Biden said that shit, there's a rumor that he sniffed a kid's hair and you motherfuckers, your heads have been on fire ever since. Could you imagine if Biden had done all this shit, if he said those things about Ashley? You guys would be surrounding the White House with pitchforks right now. But with Trump, it's like, he's just Trump. Come on. He's just Trump. Guys, hit the like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it very much. I'd love to get 100 subs on this episode. It would be awesome. Maxwell has been lying that Trump did nothing. Of course she has, yeah. You're not a patriot if you hate more than half of America. Why not? Being a patriot is about loving your country. It's not about loving the people in it. And you guys hate half of America too. Did you forget? You hate the other half. I hate one half. You hate the other, you dopey fuck. Donald Trump literally stood there with Erica Kirk when she said, my husband loved his enemies. And she said, Trump said, not me. I hate my enemies. I hate them. You know? So, and it's not more than half of America, dipshit. You think more than half of America supports Trump? Okay. Maybe, yeah. Or she'll just go to fucking Israel or something. No, I'm not going to stop swearing. That's how I talk. You don't have to watch if you don't want. Bro, just end your stream. Why? You haven't been able to tell me one thing I'm wrong about yet. Tell me what I'm wrong about, guys. I'm looking through the comments. Tell me what I'm wrong about. Look, this is what you say. You have extreme Trump derangement syndrome. Sure I do, Brian. Why don't you tell me what I'm wrong about and we can have the conversation? Thank you, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Very true. MAGA loves saying immigrants stole all the jobs and take all the benefits, and then in the same breath say the immigrants are lazy and need to get jobs instead of getting handouts. They're so ass backwards. I know. Trump was sued by a 13-year-old girl for rape, but dropped the suit due to death threats, according to the girl's lawyer. Oh, yeah. She started getting terrorized by you animals. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Why did Biden abuse his daughter in the shower repeatedly? He didn't. Jeff Henson, give me the credible source that he abused her in the shower. Give me the diary excerpt that says that. You guys are so full of shit. You take something this big and blow it up to be this big. The girl literally said showers with her father or something that were probably not appropriate. She didn't even say not appropriate. She said probably not. She also didn't give an age. She said when she was a child. She could have been a fucking baby. She could have been 6 months old. You don't know. Okay. She never said he abused her. She welcomed him at the fucking DMC. She introduced him at the DNC. She loves and adores her father. She's with him all the fucking time. And she herself said that her words were grossly misinterpreted and taken out of context. So I guess you don't believe her either, right? You only believe her if it sounds good to you. And we hate you. Good. I don't want bad people liking me. When bad people like you, it means you're a bad guy. New stimulus check information. Yeah, my thoughts are it's all horse shit. Do you remember that Donald Trump was going to give out, you MAGA dummies are still waiting on $5,000 Doge checks that you never got. And now you believe he's going to send $2,000 tariff rebates. And by the way, that's all it is, would be a rebate. It's you getting your money back. The tariffs you pay. The tariffs are paid by us, the consumers, okay, not by foreign countries. So all the money Trump has brought in from tariffs came out of our pockets, not foreign countries. What is this? Hey, you guys, do me a favor. Go talk to this guy. Make some sense with him and do it politely. Dennis Herrera, please go there, be polite, and help him see the light. What does that mean? Was somebody want to debate or something? Oh, shit. John Rodriguez, $5. You're awesome. Speak them facts, bro, and swear like a sailor. Thank you, John. I will. Absolutely. I appreciate you, man. Anybody who donates, you guys are awesome. It means a lot. It means a lot. It makes it so I could do these shows more often. Thank you, Tricky. I appreciate it. Over 100,000 false or misleading statements, roughly one every 7 hours of his adult life. Source, ChatGPT. Trump is the father of lies. In his first term alone, 30,000 verifiable lies and misleading statements. 30,000 times the man lied. And by the way, for one of those years, almost a whole year, 284 days, Donald Trump was playing golf in his first term. So that's even less time for him to fit 30,000 lies into. The poll numbers don't lie, neither did his landslide victory, except for the fact that there wasn't a landslide victory. You guys just were told there was. Do you know that Joe Biden beat Donald Trump by a much larger margin than Donald Trump beat Kamala Harris by? Do you know that Biden beat Trump by 7 million votes? And Trump beat Harris by 2 million votes. So if that was a landslide, Biden mollywopped Trump. Mike Ramey, $5. The tariffs only bring in $350 billion a year. Hate to tell you that 2K ain't happening. No, because Mike Ramey, I forget the exact numbers, but how much would those checks cost? I think it's like it's more than that, isn't it? Or it's just like I feel like I heard 302 billion, something like that. It would cost to give everybody those $2,000. He's pulling your leg again, guys. He's trying to distract you from the fact that he's a diddler. That's all it is. That's it. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe. Please send a super chat if you can. Thank you very much. Thou shalt not commit adultery, one of the 10 commandments. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Religious people, Christians and Bible thumpers, they really showed their asses by supporting this guy. Because they don't stand for anything in the fucking Bible. Because that motherfucker has broken every single one of the 10 commandments all by himself. And he probably did it within his first few years of life. Oh, shit. John Rodriguez, $5. Trump can kiss his soul goodbye. I'll bet that he gave his soul to be president. I wouldn't doubt it. If he ever had one. If he ever had one. Yep. Let me see here. Get back to this. 600 million. What? Oh, is that what it would be to give everybody the checks? No, I'm behind. Is it? I'm not sure. Distraction. That's exactly right. Show the proof then if he is. Show the proof of what? You got to remind me. I'm talking about a bunch of different things. Show the proof of what? I'll show you the proof. Come on, where's your evidence? Where's all your credentials? And what the hell have you done for America? Probably not a fucking thing, but run your goddamn mouth. Oh, do I have you triggered, don't I, Danny? Danny's mad. Oh, shit. Thou shalt not talk about Danny's leader. Fuck you, Daddy. Evidence of what? I'll show you evidence. And what credentials do I need? I'm a guy on YouTube expressing my fucking opinion and a whole lot of facts. You know? What have I done for America? I'm a guy on YouTube. What have you done for America? Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm not the president. We're talking about the president. Definitely prefer Kamala to Trump. Oh, I'd prefer Big Bird to Trump. Anybody. Let's have a debate. We could debate. Let's do it. Pretty sure he's done all the 10, no doubt. TDS equals common sense. Exactly. That's what they call TDS. Yeah. How can you be a Christian and follow Trump, not have any excuse? Come in your head shows you follow a new God. Maybe come on your, I'm not sure, but I'm not sure exactly what you meant. 48.5% isn't exactly a landslide. It's not even a majority. It's a plurality. Yes. In other words, he didn't even get, forget about half of America. He didn't even get 50% of the voters that voted in the 24 election. He didn't even get 50% of the vote. So you guys have been fooled into believing that one too. Asher Phoenix, 5584, $10. We keep hearing about TDS, which is just a thought terminating cliche. But Biden still lives rent-free in all their heads, all from people who can't figure out the moon landing actually happened. I know, bro. That's funny you said it that way. Yeah, it's true. Thank you for the $10. 100% true. Average something, $2. You're paying taxes for America now. Yeah. Thanks for the $2. Yes, exactly. That's what I do. I do what most citizens do for America. I pay my taxes. What do they say? It's the most patriotic thing you can do. So I never served or anything, but I respect the shit out of people who did. Hey, idiot, you shitheads had your chance to go after him on the Epstein files. There's nothing there. You guys have nothing. Except for all the stuff we have. Yeah, you're right. Except for all that stuff, there's nothing. There's nothing. Let me see here. Let me look at something, guys. Let me read some of these emails. Maybe it's time. Oh, wait. Let me go back up here. Those are blurry. I can't read them. Maybe it's time for you to jump in now, given how he is throwing caution to the wind in such epic fashion. Why wouldn't he take your call? Give it a shot. That's from Epstein to Trump. Jeffrey Epstein on Donald Trump is on Donald Trump in a 2018 email. He feels alone and is nuts. I told everyone from day one, evil but beyond belief. This is what Epstein is saying about Trump. You know how evil you have to be for Epstein to say you're evil beyond belief? Mad, and most thought I was speaking metaphorically. It's obvious he could crack. Stormy Daniels, lies after lies after lies. How you like that? Oh yeah, he's cooked. His goose is cooked, guys. Sorry, hate to tell you. Mad fucking sick emails. If the files don't show what you want, you'll just say they are doctored. Asking for their release is a bad faith argument. No. No, that's what you guys do. Except for one thing. You got to remember something. 1,000 FBI agents were assigned to redact his name from those files. But what I'm hoping is that his name is redacted, but you could still figure out who they're talking about by other details and shit. But no, that's what you guys do. Okay, you will fucking like when you say something happened and then I show you it was something else, or if I say something happened and you disagree and then I show you proof, you'll say it was doctored. Not me, unless it's really doctored. I would not do that. But there is no question, for the love of Christ, how could you even think for a second? How could you even manage to convince yourself that Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein's best friend of 10 years, who is a fucking known pervert, isn't in the Epstein files? I mean, what has got to be going through your head other than willful ignorance? You just don't want to hear it. You don't want to believe it. You know why? You know what the problem is? It puts you guys in a tough spot too, because you guys are already lost so much supporting this man. You definitely lost respect from people at the very least. What happens once he is 100% proven to be a pedo? I already say you guys support a pedo because I, in my mind, I know he's a pedo. But man, after the proof really comes out, all of it, and there's no hiding it no more, what are you guys going to do then? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to say, who cares who's a pedo? Fuck it. I support him anyway. He's deporting Mexicans. That's all I care about. That's who you guys are. You don't actually stand for anything. For years, you insisted on these files coming out. You fucking insisted. Now that you know Trump's in them, you're like, the files are a Democrat hoax. Well, which is it? Are they a Democrat hoax or are all the Democrats in them? Because one minute you say if he was in the files, they would have released them. Then you say they're a Democrat hoax, meaning the files are just a joke made up by the Democrats. But then you say it's all Democrats in the files, which would mean the Democrats that created this hoax by fabricating these files for some reason implicated themselves in them. Nothing you guys say makes sense. You guys just blow at the wind. You get a script every morning from Fox News. This is my talking points. These are my replies, and that's what you do. I have done probably 40 of these shows in the last 3 weeks, and I swear to you on everything I love, the same comments I've been seeing in this chat are the same comments I see in every chat, but the people are different. So what does that tell you? It tells you that you've all been taught the same talking points, the same responses, the same replies. And that's why there's never any original comments in this chat from Trump supporters. This is why you have 232 people on your platform to save the money to pay my boy, put it up. I think you're going to need it shortly. To pay the money. Wait a minute. Your platform to save the money to pay my boy, put it up. What does that mean, tough guy? You know that I had over 1,000 people in here, and I probably got about 35,000 views on this video already, right? You know that this channel's been here for 4.5 years, and I've made a living off of it since July 12th of 2021, right? Well, this is the thing, Robbie Gibbs. So if it, the discharge petition is signed, now it has to go to the Senate. Whether or not the Senate passes it, I don't know, but it looks like they're going to. Then it goes to Trump. And then Trump we know what he's going to do. Trump is going to veto it. The problem is that puts him in the position to do just that. So that makes him look even guiltier. That's why Mike Johnson has kept the government shut down, because he doesn't even want to put the Republicans or Trump in that position. Okay. So after that, I don't know. But people are not letting this go, and I am so fucking proud of my fellow Americans who are not letting this go. people will figure out a way to get these files, and it looks like we're already getting them, because this is a Republican oversight committee that's been releasing these emails. You know this, right? At least today, anyway. The Republicans are even releasing the emails that are damning to Donald Trump's fucking stupid narrative, you know? So eventually we'll have, and maybe not have it all, but we'll have enough. Why did Democrats not release the files? Why did Democrats create ACA subsidies with a 3-year sunset clause? But that had to do with COVID, fuckface. That's why, number one. And number two, why isn't Trump releasing the Epstein files? Well, the FBI, look who it's run by. There's no forcing them at this point. Republicans are the ones who keep voting against their release, not Democrats. Tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, that discharge petition has 218 signatures on it. 4 of them are Republicans. Now, that petition is put in place to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files. So 214 Democrats want those released, and 4 Republicans do. And yesterday, man, when these emails came out and Mike Johnson had to swear in Adelita Grijalva the day before, or was that yesterday? No, yesterday. Trump called an emergency meeting with Lauren Boebert, apparently in the Situation Room, which is insane, to try to talk her out of, or into talking her name off the discharge petition. And apparently she said no. Democrats caught in a lie about emails, deceptive. What lie about emails? You want to elaborate? Both Democrats and Republicans have something to hide. I know damn well those files are you going to say stay hidden, and all we got is our opinions. I don't know. That was poorly written. I don't know, but we know that Trump's in them. That's what we know. And I don't care if both parties are in them. I don't care. But life's adventures, keeping whatever. Bro, did you hear what I just said? It's literally for the last 2 months, Democrats who are insisting on forcing a vote to get these released. And it's Republicans. Mike Johnson had Congress shut down for 50 days just to avoid having to swear in Adelita Grijalva. Okay, do you understand that? So you could say whatever you want. Democrats are in them all day, and I don't care if they are. But I know what we know right now is that the Democrats are the only ones fighting to release the files, and the Republicans are the only ones fighting to keep them hidden. Trump said he might release it in an interview with Fox before the election. Wasn't something he campaigned on, just a tired talking point the DNC uses. No, he said it many, many times he was going to release the Epstein files. He absolutely did. He said it in rallies and every fucking thing else. I listen to every Trump rally so I can make fun of him. Believe me, I know. And Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, they were the 2 biggest podcasters in the world, insisting that Jeffrey didn't do that, number one, and that that the Department of Justice has the files. Well, now Trump's president. He runs the Department of Justice, even though a president is supposed to not. A president isn't supposed to do that. He does anyway. That's why he installed Pam Bondi. The only reason is she took a bribe from him on one of his Florida cases. She threw it out for $25,000. So that's how she became the AG. So she's going to do whatever he says. So she, according to Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, she has those files. Of course, they later came out and said, once they found out Trump was in them, oh, there is no files. But they spent years telling you there are. Okay, so, and Pam Bondi said, I have the list on my desk and the files. I'm getting ready to review everything. And about a month later, she sits Trump down and says, you're all over the files. And then they assign the FBI agents to redact his name and all that horse shit. And like a month later, they say, there is no Epstein list. You know? John Rodriguez, $10. Bro, all these MAGA morons are like the Gelflings from Dark Crystal. I don't know what that is. All entranced and talking in all of... taking in all of his lying BS. Remember, he said that he loves his ignorant voters because they're all stupid. He said, I love the poorly educated. And he said this too.
Smart people don't like me, you know, and they don't like what we talk about.
Yeah. He knows his voter base. Republicans always turn the country into crap when they're in charge. Oh, no doubt. Who's paying you, LOL? If no one, I'm truly sad for you all day, every day, TDS. Don't be sad for me. I got a wonderful life. This is one of my ways of making a living on YouTube, which I've been doing for many, many years. I agree. In fairness to Republicans, Marjorie Taylor Greene and some others want the files released too. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Thomas Massey, and who's the other one? Yep. Democrats are perverts. Okay. You're not the guy who's talked his whole life about wanting to fuck his own daughter? Okay. I respect the hustle, just not the narrative. Well, it's not a narrative, bro. Facts are facts. And since the chat's slow now, I can read every comment. All you got to do is tell me what I'm wrong about, and I will show you. So go ahead right now, put in the chat what I'm wrong about. Tell me what you want to see proof of. Yeah, of course. But if I was talking about Biden, you'd be all about it, right? It's about Trump. It's not about the topic of politics or anything. It's about who I'm talking about. You have nothing. Pathetic. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Democrats are going to spend the next 3 years talking about the Epstein files, and every news organization will follow their lead, and that will be all anyone talks about. Nothing will get done. Well, there's a good reason for that. It's the largest pedophile ring since the Catholic Church. It's kind of a big issue, jerk off. What should we be talking about? A $300 million ballroom? A marble bathroom? Should we talk about what Trump talks about? How about we lie and say that Haitian immigrants are eating the cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio, or Venezuelans are taking over apartment buildings in Colorado? By the way, you notice those two things went away completely once he won the election? You never heard about them again? It's because he was trying to scare you into voting for him, and it worked. Biden did molest his own daughter. No, he didn't. There's no proof of that whatsoever. She's never even said that. Yeah, you guys have Trump. I'm making money off people who have Trump derangement syndrome. You guys are the ones that are deranged. You guys see Trump for something he's not me. How's that exactly? How would we be in World War III? You do know that Trump's like on the verge of starting 3 wars, right? Oh, I know. Facts don't care about your feelings. Perverts are perverts. What if it was your daughter? Are you talking to them, I'm assuming? Democrats shut down the government. No, they didn't. And by the way, I could show you about 30 pictures of Trump with Diddy if you want. So Biden talking about kids rubbing his legs in the pool didn't happen. You mean playing with his leg hair? Do you guys know the difference between creepy and pedophilic? Whatever, pedophilic, is that a word? Do you guys know the difference between doing some weird shit and actually molesting a child? Do you know? Hold on one second. I gotta do something. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe, and throw a super chat in the mix if you'd like. Okay, so
and by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
So he's talking about most likely his kids. They used to fuck around with his leg hair because of what he just said. And that means he's a pedo. Okay. You got anything to say about Trump calling his daughter voluptuous or anything? Or is it just, when you don't like somebody, you'll use anything they say to say that they're there's something horrible. No, not in the context I was using it in, stupid ass. You're a fucking dummy. In that context, the pedophilia wouldn't have worked. Fucking dope. Democrats don't have any stage to walk on other than to find negative things to get attention. Really, even though they got the policies that literally keep this country running. Like, do you know, could you guys tell me some Democratic policies? Go ahead. Yes. He said it. That doesn't make him a pedophile, and I'm a Trump supporter. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Yeah. Even if Trump told that story, I wouldn't say that makes him a pedo. It's ridiculous. Biden's the best with a great family. He does have a great family, and he's a great father. Your mom works on stage for tips. Oh, am I hurting your feelings talking about you idiot MAGA people and your fucking dumb leader? Go cry about it, bitch. What policies? Obamacare? That even Democrats say is garbage. Oh, really? The 24 million people that are on it say it's garbage? What policies, they say? How about the 40-hour work week? How about overtime after 40 hours? How about Social Security? How about public roads, public highways, or public libraries? How about Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid? All these things that people need in life, they're all Democrat policies, including food stamps and all that shit. These are all Democrat policies that are in place to help working and poor people. So here, let's look up. What are some Democratic policies that have helped our country? Let me see. What have Democrats done for America? Democrats have passed significant legislation in recent years, including the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, and the American Rescue Plan, which have aimed to boost the economy, create jobs, lower healthcare, energy costs, blah, 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 blah. Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, American Rescue Plan, Inflation Reduction Act, CHIPS and Science Act, lowering healthcare costs, expanding access, supporting veterans, child tax credit, gun safety legislation, education and workforce development, veterans care, climate change, support for Ukraine, addressing hate crimes. Okay. So there's some stuff. There's some stuff for you. Obama deported more people than Trump in his first term. No problem with that. No, because nobody's against people being deported. That's what you don't understand. You don't understand. Because it's not that people are getting deported. It's how they're getting deported. In other words, ICE running around locking up American citizens only to find out that they're not illegal, that's a problem. Alligator Alcatraz, that's a problem. Completely separating children from their families and then losing, basically making it so that they can never be reunited, that's a problem. ICE jumping out and throwing grandmothers on the ground and cuffing them, that's a problem. Stuff like this, raiding farms and workplaces and stuff. This is the issue. It's not about deporting people. It's about how they're deporting them. Trump is deporting less criminals, by the way. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, Zizek. Maybe I misunderstood your comment, but yeah. Getting deported the same way. No. Or Newsom 100 mil for fire victims who still haven't got a penny. Is that true? You might be right. Let me see. Newsom's 100 million refers to several distinct issues and events, primarily concerning wildfire-related funding controversies in late 2024 and 2025. The cut analysis by the state's legislative analyst office confirmed that $101 million was indeed cut from 7 specific wildfire and forest resilience programs, part of a reduction in one-time surplus funding. Newsom's response, Newsom's office called the claim a ridiculous lie, arguing that the overall CAL FIRE budget has more than doubled since he took office in 2019 from $2.5 billion to $4.2 billion, and personnel has increased significantly. Fact checks generally state that while the overall budget has grown, the specific cut to resilience programs did happen. Okay. In response to the 2025 fires, Newsom committed $100 million in state funds to just jumpstart critical rebuilding efforts, specifically for affordable multifamily rental housing in Los Angeles. So you see what it didn't say? It didn't say that Newsom promised 100 million people to the citizens and they didn't get it. So that's why we fact check. Unless you don't say Trump bad, then you are whatever. No. You mean Democrats, the people that want everybody to be equal, basically? No. Listen, man, this is something you don't understand. I'm going to explain this to you, and then I'm going to get going. If somebody supported Biden, they supported a man, had a very tough life, lost a daughter, lost a wife, lost a son to cancer, had another son who was addicted to drugs, used to take the train to Washington, D.C. To fucking go to work every day from Delaware. Okay. Guy has lived a pretty noble life. And other than shit you want to accuse him of falsely, never really did anything wrong in his personal life. Kamala Harris, she's a woman who was Howard University educated, became a prosecutor, a district attorney, an attorney general, a U.S. senator, a vice president. Barack Obama was a political rights, a civil rights activist, I guess you could say. He was always very involved with his community and everything else. Became a senator and then became president. Okay, for 2 terms. Donald Trump is a guy that was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, whose dad gave him $500 million, and he fucked up business after business. In the 70s, he was sued for refusing to rent apartments to black people after like a year-long investigation by Nixon's Justice Department. Okay. In the 80s, it was said that he would make his black employees stay in the back when he walked through the casinos because he didn't want to see them. In 87, 88, whatever that was, Donald Trump took out a full-page ad in the New York Times to advocate for the death penalty for the Central Park Five, even though they were later found completely innocent. And he still never admitted that they were innocent or tried to make up for what he had done. He cheated on every wife he ever had. He has 5 kids by 3 different women. If that was Obama, oh my God, what you guys would do. He crushed small businesses to enrich himself. He stiffed union workers who built his casinos. He stiffed employees after he'd bankrupt companies. He just wouldn't pay his people. Okay. He was sued at one point because while he was having illegal immigrants build one of his buildings, he was using Polish illegals and he wouldn't even provide them with hard hats. Okay. He was found civilly liable for sexually assaulting E.G. and Carol. He was accused of raping Katie Johnson when she was 13 years old. He was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein for 10 years. He met Melania through Epstein. He had sex with Melania for the first time on Epstein's jet. He's in videos and fucking pictures with Epstein. He has said that Epstein is a great guy who likes beautiful women as much as he does, and some of them are on the younger side. Okay, what do you think he meant by that? He wished Ghislaine Maxwell well after she was convicted of being a pedophile, which, by the way, she never denied being a pedophile, and neither did her lawyers when she got sentenced. Okay, he's convicted of 34 felonies. He's twice impeached. He started his presidential campaign by saying Mexicans are rapists. So Tell me one Democrat or even Republican that you can compare to him. Just one. I know you're moderate, more moderate, but a lot of the left don't believe in borders or that people can't be illegal. It's getting more popular, especially now with a New York City mayor who supported communist policies. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to say, and you've heard me say it. The one thing I could definitely criticize Biden on was the borders. He even though Trump crushed the bipartisan border bill because he wanted the issue to run on so he could become president again, Biden could have done other things, executive orders and stuff to tighten up the border. So I admit that, yeah. As far as Mamdani, listen, I know what you mean, but I think Mamdani is going to be fine. I think New Yorkers are going to be way better off. The fact that New Yorkers are complaining about having rent stabilized apartments is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. And he only plans on taxing people who make $1 million or more, like raising taxes on people who make $1 million or more. So I think people are tripping a little bit about Mamdani, but we'll see. Who the fuck Democrats done? Do you want me to read you the list again? Did you mean what the fuck Democrats done? You're well spoken, by the way. Yeah, vote Newsom. See how that blows up. Oh, I'm sure it could be worse than Donald Trump. Yeah, the guy who's covering up for the Epstein pedophilia ring. Yeah. Hands down, I've watched your live 4 times, and I gotta say, I believe you drink truth serum for breakfast. Even your sarcasm checks out. Thank you. I appreciate you admitting that. I don't come on here and just express opinions. I give facts. That's why I tell people, please tell me what I'm wrong about so I can prove that I'm right. Because there's nothing I'll say that I can't back up somehow. He falsely accused the driver who hit his wife of being drunk for years, LOL. I'm not sure that that's true. As a matter of fact, I think it isn't, but that makes him a bad person. So if your child and wife are killed by a driver and you have reason to believe they're drunk, that's bad to criticize them for it. That's what makes him a bad guy. The poor guy, let's just say it was irrational. You're telling me the guy that just lost his baby girl and his wife in a tragic car accident was acting irrationally? Oh my God. I can't imagine that anyone would ever do that. You're a fucking jerk off. You really are. You really are. You are a dopey motherfucker. Oh my God. How dare he? Holy shit. Okay. You ready? Because of course. Let me see if I can find it in here. That's whether or not alcohol was involved. Did Biden accuse the driver who killed his wife and daughter of being drunk at the time? For many years, Joe Biden publicly stated or implied that the truck driver involved in the 1972 crash that killed his wife and daughter was drunk. However, investigations and an attending judge found no evidence that the driver, Curtis Dunn, was intoxicated, and he was never charged with drunk driving. The accident. In December 1972, a tractor trailer collided with a station wagon driven by Nelia Biden, who had pulled into the right of way from from a stop sign. The crash killed Nelia and the couple's 13-month-old daughter, Naomi, and seriously injured their two sons. Biden's claim on multiple occasions, including speeches in 2001 and during his 2008 vice presidential campaign, Biden referred to the driver as an errant driver who stopped to drink instead of drive and allegedly drank his lunch. Well, what can I say? I guess he was wrong to say that. But again, he lost his wife and daughter. Any anger he felt, I think, is understandable. But see, that's what you call admitting. Like if you don't know something and you find out, you admit it. See how I did that? See how I didn't avoid it once I read it? Now, I wouldn't expect the same from you when I prove you wrong about Trump. I know better. Oh my God, who cares about that? Democrats don't believe in the concept of borders. What is your standard of living going to be when 2 or 3 billion people are on SNAP and housing and Medicaid? Wow. So the population of the United States is about 240 or 340 million, and you think we're going to have 3 billion people and they're going to be on SNAP and housing and Medicaid. Now, here's where I prove you wrong. You cannot get health care, okay? You cannot get SNAP, housing, and Medicaid, not federally funded, if you are an illegal immigrant. That's not a thing. You can't get SNAP, you can't get Medicaid. That's not a thing. Housing, that's up to cities and states, but you can't. Yeah, and I'm sure it's the people who need it the most. That's a great thing. Yeah, fucking right. There are emails from Epstein to Trump, back and forth emails. Yeah. Well, he's on video supporting taking properties from landlords and making them state-owned properties, which that's a main staple in communism, is private property abolishment. He's on video supporting taking properties from landlords and making them state-owned. Is that right? Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I don't know about that. If so, that's not good. That's not good. But are you sure? You know what I mean? Because I don't know, man. There's a lot of misinformation about that guy. I know he's our president. I don't have Trump derangement syndrome. I see him for the scumbag that he is. You guys don't. You're the ones that are deranged. You fucking continue to support him after he stands in front of you and says, "I love the poorly educated," and you don't realize he's clowning you. You just keep supporting him. You're very stupid individuals. What's your argument for why they don't have the right to be there? That's my argument. You have no limiting principle. What's your argument for why they don't have the right to be here? What does that mean? So, okay, so I proved you wrong about the Medicaid, SNAP, and, the housing, like I said, that's a city issue, but Medicaid and SNAP. So now you're just moving the goalpost and saying they don't have the right to be here. I'll tell you this. Illegal immigrants are necessary to this country. You could go watch videos. Look up Farmer explains why he needs illegal immigrants. Stuff like that. Look up the videos. You'd be paying $12 or $15 for a gallon of milk if you had to pay Americans on those farms to milk those fucking cows on huge farms. Okay? You'd be paying fucking probably even more than that. Eggs would be outrageous. Fruit would be out of this fucking world. Vegetables, it would be insane what you'd be paying for things if farmers had to pay American citizens what they want to be paid to do those jobs. Okay? They pay taxes into this country. They pay sales tax and everything else. Okay? They benefit this country in a lot of ways. Now, if you were to ask me, do I think illegal criminals should be deported? Yes. Without a doubt. Although what ICE is doing, raiding farms and shit and, deporting people who have been here for 20 years and they work every day and they pay into the system and they support their families, should they be deported? No, I don't see the reason. This country was built on immigration. I'm Italian, okay? There was a time when the Italians were treated the exact same way that the Mexicans are being treated today. We forget that all of us, our grandparents, great-grandparents, most likely whatever ethnicity they are, they probably went through this same thing and they were tortured because of their ethnicity, their nationality, their skin color, whatever it is. But you guys hate these motherfuckers so much that you just want them all thrown out of the country. Meanwhile, you don't mind, when Trump brings in a fuck ton of South Africans, white South Africans, to take 6-figure a year jobs. You don't mind that Trump just said on the other day on national television that we need more Chinese immigrants to come to go to school here and to take some of these jobs because we don't have people as talented as them. None of that bothers you, right? Did you hear Trump say that? It's not slave labor, stupid ass. Slave labor is forced labor. You don't get paid for it. I guess Fox News gave you guys that talking point because you've been saying shit like that a lot lately. That's unfair to illegal immigrants, isn't it? No. It's very fair. You're illegal. You're not supposed to be here. So you can't work on the books. You can't work a regular job where you have to have a birth certificate, a social security number. So you get hired under the table by someone. And in exchange, you work for less money than you would if you're an American citizen, which makes all the sense in the world. Why would you want an illegal alien getting paid what an American citizen would get paid? Guess what? They wouldn't have any jobs for illegals then because Americans would just do the jobs. Immigrants fill the gap where Americans will not do those jobs. Okay, whatever a fucking immigrant is doing for $6 an hour, an American citizen is going to want $18 an hour. So it's a trade-off. I give you a job, but since you're illegal, I'm not going to pay you as much as I'd pay an American citizen. It's not slavery because slavery was forced unpaid labor, for fuck's sake. Not only that, but these guys, these illegals, I've known some, believe me, they fucking save their money. They work their asses off harder than most Americans. They save their fucking money. It'll be 5-6 of them in a 1-bedroom apartment. They'll all save all their money and then they'll make a good life for themselves in this country. It's literally what this country was founded on, was built on. Okay, sure it is. Just because I'm right and you're wrong. Call it whatever you want. Epstein was a problem that could have gotten dealt with long before Trump came into the picture, during Bush Jr.'s term or Obama 2000. So even before he was in trouble for anything, it could have been solved then. I'm glad you keep just moving the timeline back further. Yeah, the first time he was busted was like 2009. Bush was out of office. You might want to take Bush Jr. out of there. And Matthew, again, you just don't understand. There was not the information that there is now. Okay. When he really got busted, there was one case in 2009. He got a sweetheart deal. That was it. We didn't even know who he was. People didn't know who Jeffrey Epstein was back then. It was kind of handled quietly. Okay. When he got busted in the late 2000s, whatever it was, 2017, whatever it was, that's when this became a big deal. And the people who were, really going crazy, who really made this a big issue, were people on the right. They insisted on seeing the files. That's why you guys look like assholes now that you know Trump is on them. And you're like, fuck those files. You understand? And again, Matthew, what you don't understand is politicians don't get shit like that in their hands necessarily. They raided his house, his computers. That stuff went to the Justice Department. Now, I know Trump controls his Justice Department, so you think every president does, but that's not how it works. The Department of Justice is a separate entity. Okay? So if they had it, that doesn't mean Biden or any other Democrat politician had access to any of this information. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for Trump covering up the files, there probably wouldn't even be this issue today, because people were pretty much chill. Everybody wanted to see the Epstein files, sure, but there was no big controversy until after years of saying there was a list, and after Pam Bondi saying the list is on her desk, they came out and said there's no list. That's when people realized, oh, Trump is in the files and he's covering them up. You understand? All right, guys, I got to get going. Listen, thank you for everything. I'll be back on later with another show. I hope you liked and subscribed. And anybody who donated, you guys are awesome. See you next time. Peace.